Our season moves on after a big episode against some powerful teams taking on Florida and Oklahoma in the previous one. We are still on the road, folks. This road trip does continue. We went from Gainesville to Dallas. Now we're in Kentucky to take on the Wildcats. This should be a good one. Last season, Kentucky gave the Longhorns a bit of a tough fight there till the bitter end when the Longhorns just put them away. We're number one this season, and hopefully we can do the same thing again to the Wildcats, this time on their home turf. It should be a good one. So all I can say to y'all is welcome back to the channel for those of you returning. And if you are new here, welcome to Champ and Sons and all of our college football content. So before we jump into this game, I want to take a look at where we stand with some more of our recruits. We did get a good chunk of them after the last games. But we need to kind of take a viewpoint to see where we are at, maybe change up our pattern some. So Brian Acey, right now we hadn't made as much headway as I was really hoping we would. The separation isn't as big as I had hoped it would be. So instead of waiting till he gets to the top three to do the hard sell movement, we're going to go ahead and put him on a hard sell right now. And I'm going to see what kind of impact that has on these guys. Brody Schwartz, LSU is really catching up. Ohio State's on there, but it's one of those, I think there's still enough of a gap, right, that we can, I don't think we have to look to change up how we're recruiting them right now. Jaleel Hosey, he's another one that you see these teams coming up, and they are really starting to make some headway. So look at how much we can sell them for, right? Send the House is worth 5, so a hard sell is going to be 5, and a DM, the player combination, adds on 2 up arrows. So essentially you go from 5 to 7 by doing this. And I want to see what kind of impact it truly does have, if it's something that provides us some more separation between us and the other schools, or can get them to kind of commit, essentially a lot quicker. Quan Gallimore, we've got the lead on him. Zaire Mallory, our first ever recruiting battle against Oregon. We are both fighting for this kid hard. And I mean, as you can see, so take a look at the little green arrows there in the bottom middle section. Having the hard sell on Mallory right now, plus the DM, the player, gives us like 9 up arrow points, I guess you could say. Plus the scholarship. We're at around 13 for him. So he's got probably he'll make his decision after this week. It's just one of those, man, I really want to try to snag him. Now, Jay Martinez, we still lost the deal breaker playing style, but for being a linebacker, I don't really control the defense, so there's not much I'm going to be able to do in that realm. I do kind of want to keep it there. It does still say second. I have no doubt he's going to end up choosing somebody else. But if we're still in second, then I still think, to a degree, we've got a chance. So some of these other recruits, now we have 140, hours available, right? Dante Clinton, we've maxed him out at 50, but if you look, let's see, that's 5 up arrows for Send the House, and we're talking 5 for the hard sell, and then 2 for the DM, so that's 7 in total. So we're going to change it up to try to add some separation, because you can see teams like LSU and that, especially for this for Dante coming out of Mandeville, Louisiana, they're picking up some steam pretty quick. So hopefully we can get this hard sell going, and it really is going to be trying to find which ones are his best. So we know conference prestige is there, right? So we know that's got the plus arrow. Championship contender, we got to look at the deal breakers and stuff, and that'll kind of help guide us on what to select as far as a hard sell, since we only know the one little check mark. It really does kind of guide that pretty smoothly for us. Gil Otagwe and Bostic, both of them, we're still in first for both of them right now. I'm going to keep them as they are, because I think we have enough time to kind of keep it without changing our pattern too much. Percy Dunham, we came in late on him. I wasn't too sure we'd be able to make up some space. It's kind of one of those you hope you can, but you don't always expect to. And now we are number 2 in his. Arkansas has still got a pretty good lead on us, though. Now, Pat Square is someone new that we added in. He's a 4-star edge rusher out of Waterton, Connecticut. And that's going to be kind of hard to bring just because we are talking the big distance between us and them. Now, Ben Quick from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. We've dropped down to 5th, technically on his board, but I don't find that too shocking. Adding him last minute. Same thing with Paul Crumpler. All these guys are last-second additions. I wasn't expecting to be first on their interest. But I think now that we're going to be offering them some scholarships, I think we should be able to climb up. And I want to see what kind of impact we truly can make with whether we go with a hard sell. I don't want to obviously do sway or anything like that, just for the simple fact that, man, I don't know anything about these kids. So let's go ahead and basically learn about them first. Try to figure out what essentially their high points are, and then we'll take a look at trying to do that. Now, Pat Square, just because we haven't really seen these guys, we did add them in off camera. As an edge rusher, 80 hit power, 86 strength. Now, 67 block shedding. I'd prefer a little bit higher, but he's got 79 pursuit, so I can't really fault him there. Ben Quick, he's got the strength and he's got the tackling at 84. His speed is 73. But power moves, I think, are really where it's at. 83 for the power moves. 71 block shedding, but 83 power moves. The kid's got a potential to be a force up the middle. Now, Crumpler coming off the other edge, 89 strength, 78 tackle. But he's got 74 block shedding, which is a little iffy for me, and 68 speed, but 74 pursuit. Kind of a little contradictory right there, I think. But, they're guys who would be interesting to see develop into in a program, maybe. All right, well, now that that's done, let's go ahead and jump into this game against Kentucky. They did start out with the ball and got an opening drive field goal, so here we are coming right back at them on our opening possession as we hand that one off up the middle. That's only going to pick up a couple yards there. Weisner is in the backfield with Manning. Mosley's in the slot left. Indry's in slot right. Moore wide left. Wingo wide right. Manning fires that one over. He's going to hit Wingo, who tries to make a little cut move up the middle. Not much space to go, but he picks up just enough for the first down at the 30-yard line here on the plus side of the field. Wingo got his about 37th catch of the season on that one. So 1st and 10 Longhorns coming at the 30-yard line. Manning is staying in the shotgun, has the snap in hand, fires it to the left side, hits Wingo, makes a spin move around a defender, and gets about an extra 8 yards on that one. Stiff arms his way out of bounds to the 14-yard line. Good pitch and catch right there. Perfect timing. And a good job by Wingo to avoid the tackle initially to get down the sideline. So 1st and 10 from the 14. Manning's got the snap. Pressure comes, and Manning is going to go down. They brought 5 guys, and, the blocking wasn't horrible. I know we've all seen enough videos of college football 26 and 25 where the blocking is pretty god-awful. That, I can say, wasn't too bad. 2nd and 19. They rush only 4. Manning gets out of the pocket, drops it off to Weisner, cuts it back forward, and Weisner fighting forward, and he is going to be brought down at the 1. Weisner gets brought down at the 1. Manning with good athleticism. But an even better catch by Weisner, actually. Making that throw on the run. Weisner catching it off his hip. And then having the, forethought to get into some of the open space and to get those extra yards right there. So 1st and goal for the Longhorns here from 3 feet away. Come out in a heavy set formation. Baxter is in the backfield this time. Manning under center, has the snap, hands it to Baxter, and he pushes his way in. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. A little too easy for Baxter on that one as he just punches that one in. Not a whole lot of resistance there for him. And that's going to give us an early lead. Now, Kentucky would be willing to put up a fight. They would march right back down on our defense, and Kentucky would put up a touchdown as well. So right here at the end of the first quarter, Manning is going to roll out to the right side. He's going to have space, takes off down the sideline. He's at the 30, gets hit out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Arch Manning on the scramble, the rollout. He probably did actually have a target available, it looked like. But he said, screw it, I'll take it myself. He's thrown for 88 yards on 100% completion. Although Zach Calzada for the Wildcats isn't all that much different. He is 80 yards on 4 or 5 passing for them. So, 100% to their 80%. Makes it seem like a lot different. 1st and 10 Longhorns here to start out the second quarter. We are trailing 7-10, trying to get some space here and make a move and get the lead right back. 1st and 10 from the 26. Manning claps his hands, has the snap, fires out to the right side, hits Indries out right, settled down in open space. Good little play by Indries to pick up 6 yards. That one wasn't going to be going to the house outside of a miracle, but he made the smart move by just finding a spot in the zone. Now coming out in the full house setup, Baxter, Wisner, and Wingo all in the backfield. Baxter in motion. Gets the swing pass out to Wingo on the left side. He's got space at the 10, the 5, race to the end zone, and he's knocked out at the 1. Oh, he tried to cut back around, and Wingo's first. They're going to count that as a rush. That's funny because I guess Manning did have to throw that one backwards to get to him. But they're going to count that as a rush for 19 yards. Wingo gets brought down at the 1. So Manning staying in the shotguns, 2 tight ends on the right side. As the snap, hands it to Wisner. Nowhere to go for Wisner. And there really wasn't. He could have tried to follow the line, but man, Kentucky played that one well and had it stopped up. So 2nd and goal. Staying in the shotgun, 3 wide set this time. Manning has the snap. It's going to be an option keeper, and Manning goes down pretty quickly. 3rd and goal now, back at the 4. We've run 2 plays, and we've lost 3 yards in total on those 2 plays since getting down to the 1. So 3rd and goal. 3 wide set. Moore wide left by himself. Wingo in motion. Manning with the snap. Hands it off to Wisner. Pushing forward. Bouncing into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I think that motion by Wingo threw the defense off in their coverages. And by the time Wisner got the ball going off the right edge there was not a defender in place. And one finally came up, but it was just too late. He gave him a little pop, but a little too late. So that would give us a lead. Now our defense does its job, forces a turnover, so here we come right back at them. 1st and 10. Hand that off to Baxter. Has a little open space. Kicks it out to the outside and brought down at the 19-yard line. Good run by Baxter. His 2nd run of the afternoon, as his first one came on the 1-yard touchdown. So 2nd and 2. Baxter still in the backfield. Trips to the left side. Manning claps his hands, has the snap. Hands it to Baxter. Bouncing up the middle. Nowhere really to go. Looked like I might have been able to squeeze through a hole if he had shifted to the left just a couple steps. But there wasn't really much there. That was well played by the Wildcat defense. So 3rd and inches, coming out in the I formation. Manning hands that one off to Baxter. Nowhere to go this time for sure. And Kentucky's going to stop him for a loss. That's going to make it 4th and 2. As one of the Kentucky Wildcat defenders is going to come hobbling off the field. And it looks like the offense is staying on. Tavion Gadsden for the Wildcats. Their sophomore defensive tackle did actually come off the field. It looks to be something wrong with his leg. Maybe he'll be able to make it back on. We're not sure. So here we come out, going for it on 4th and 2. 2-back set. We get that pass out to Gibson on the left side. He stiff arms forward and gets enough for the first down at the 15. Ooh, that was a risky play call right there. If you miss it or the Wildcats play it better, man, that doesn't go for anything. So after going for it on 4th down, we have a 1st and 10 at the 15 inside the red zone. 2 receivers left side. Manning has the snap. Blitz comes, and Manning gets rid of it. Has Indries. Pushing forward and knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. They are going to give them just enough for the first down, and that's going to make it 1st and goal, Texas. Manning hung in there and held that ball to the last possible split second. It came out of his hands, and Manning got blasted by the Wildcat defense. He's going to have to be careful taking those kind of shots. That's just, you don't want to see your quarterback taking hits like that too often. But good to see him kind of toughening up, standing in that pocket. So 1st and goal. Manning claps his hands, has the snap. Quick throw over the middle on the RPO. Caught. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Last time down there, we tried to run it so much the defense was eyeing our running backs, and a beautiful play call on the RPO to get that pass off to Moore coming across on the slant. And that's a touchdown, Texas, allowing us to extend our lead here to 2 scores to make it 21-10 early in the second quarter. And a good arm strength by Manning to fire that thing in there. There's a lot of traffic, so that is always a risky one to do. Now later in the second quarter, Kentucky, they added a field goal on us, back to a 1-score game. Manning has the snap, fires that one over, hits Mosley. He's at the 20, 15, 10, fighting, and pushed out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. Woo, Mosley coming across the field. Gets the open pass, and a good play by him after the catch. Good run after the catch to get as many yards as possible. He was just 4 yards shy of the end zone. Manning doing a great job to find his targets there. So 1st and goal. Leading 21-13, Manning sends Wingo in motion across the formation. Has the snap. Quick throw to Wingo on the left side. Nobody's there, and he's going to walk it in. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Just putting another one up on the board just like that. Got the swing pass out. I mean, the motion is really what sets that apart. It's hard to follow the receiver all the way over there, but, man, they do get him all the way over, and Wingo's able to get into open space. Now, a little later in the third quarter, we've added a field goal on to make it 31-13, and now we're just trying to pour it on them a little bit. We don't want them to try to come back like they did last season against us in Austin. They tried it. They failed, but they tried. 31-13, facing a 2nd and 9 from the 11. Manning has a snap in hand. Pressure comes, rolls out to his right, and he's going to get sacked. Oh, there were multiple times he probably could have thrown that and hit Mosley over the middle. But Manning, looking a little shaky right now. A little wobbly here early in the third quarter after taking that hit. 3rd and 23. He's got the snap once again over the middle to Wisner, who makes the catch. Just nowhere really to go for him at that point. He's brought down at the 20-yard line, and that is going to bring on Shipley for the field goal. So about a 39-yard field goal opportunity, left to right wind. It's going to be boot, ball, and right down the middle. Shipley, not one to miss very often. Steps up big time to make this a 3-touchdown game, 34-13 here early in the third quarter. And in all reality, it wouldn't get any better for the Wildcats, and it won't get better for us. We do put on a big win. We hammer them down. They get one more touchdown, but that was all in garbage time. We put it on them. And now, since we're doing stuff like that, guys like Shaq of Real are committing to the Longhorns. Same thing. Sua Officer, our fullback that we were looking for. He finally does commit over. So good to see that kid coming to our offense next season. But looking at some of what's happened, Brian Acey, we have gotten to the top 3. I think we've gotten a little bit more space with them. So, I mean, that's a positive thing. Brody Schwartz, Ohio State's overtaken LSU, so they're now number 2, and they are climbing. That's a nerve-wracking kind of sentiment. The 5-star that we really want to try to get this linebacker, this is a kid who can reshape a defense from that Will spot. So we are going to put a hard sell on him. Now, I've chosen one that hit the 2 of the check marks because I think the other option had one of the red X's, so I went with the one that didn't hit on a red X. Hopefully that works. That's what I'm kind of hoping for here. We'll have to see. Jaleel Hosey, not a whole lot of extra space gain. Zaire Mallory still hasn't made his call. So it's one of those things. I starting to kind of struggle to see what all is highly valued in recruiting, not just, the influence portion of it. Because you can see Dante Clinton, we've dropped on him. I mean, we've gotten everything going for him that we can. We've got major influence going for him, and yet we still dropped. So it's kind of interesting to see it shape out. Now, that could just be, in a realistic aspect, the kids from Louisiana, LSU's recruiting them over Texas. I could see that happening in all reality. Really could. Adonis Bostic finally making it to the top 3. We are first on his interest. We're going to try to seal the deal. What's funny is this only gives us 4 influence points. you know, you would think a hard sell would pretty much add on a little bit more than just 4 influence points. I don't know. It just feels like that to me. It should. All right, Gillatagaway, Tennessee's entered the mix with him. I don't like that. Tennessee needs to back off. We've been recruiting this kid from the beginning. Tennessee hasn't. They just found out about him. But we're going to put the hard sell on him now. Right? Another team's gotten into the mix. We're still in the lead, and I think we still have a decent enough lead, but let's try to close the books. Let's try to get the commitment for him. Percy Dunham, we've now dropped to number 3. It's pretty consistent. Oh, Alabama jumped into the mix. So Arkansas, he's probably going to Arkansas, but Alabama's jumped in, so God knows what's going to happen with that. And, I mean, I'm going to do a hard sell just because this is my own stubbornness, wanting to say, yeah, we got this kid. He originally didn't like us, but we got him, but we convinced him to like us. That's really what that's about. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't expect much from Dunham. Pat Square, we've moved up into 3rd on his interest out of Connecticut. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat Penn State. I really don't. They're the first on his board, on his interest level. We are going to come through with some of the hard sell stuff since I have the hours available. I got 280 hours now. So we are going to do that to try to snag some of these guys. Ben Quick just isn't quick with making a decision at all. He's been in the top 10 for God knows how many weeks. He's not very good about it, so we're going to hit a hard sell. Maybe we can convince him. Paul Crumpler, we're still 3rd. UCLA and Oregon are above us. That's a tough one. I can see that going either way in reality. We're number 3. We have climbed in his interest. I just don't think there's enough. UCLA was pretty far ahead on him, and I can only imagine that it would probably stay that way. But I'm going to give it the old college effort. You know what I mean? You got to do it. You can't just sit there and go, we'll give up. No, give it a shot. We have the points. We have the hours. All right. So that's going to take us here to our next game. In fact, this was the first SEC game that Arch ever started last season in Austin against the Bulldogs of Mississippi State, the home of Dak Prescott. Well, not the home, I guess the college of Dak Prescott. And the college of that one YouTube video of that quarterback that went spinning around in the air. I think that was Kansas State when they played here against Mississippi State. But outside of that, Bulldogs not much else going for them, Mississippi State. So hopefully we can make their Saturday a little bit worse. So we're going to jump into this game here in the first quarter, facing the 3rd and 2. An option keeper by Manning. Good block by Injuries. Manning stiff-arming forward. He's going to be at the 10, being chased and brought down at the 2. Arch said, I'll take this one on, and he shoves a defender to the ground. That's embarrassing for that kid. His family is here, for God's sakes. And Manning just pushed him to the ground. So that's going to make it 1st and goal after that run by Arch, as he's going to send Moore in motion. Jet sweep over to Moore. Tries to get around the outside. Well played by the defense this time. No space to go on that sweep, on that jet sweep. So right now it's 2nd and goal. Going to be in a shotgun. 3 receivers set. Manning claps his hands, hands it off up the middle to Wisner, and there's nowhere for him to go either. All right, this defense is stiffening up a little bit. Okay. That's 3rd and goal now. So 3rd and goal, sticking with the 3 receivers, but 2 of them to the left side. Wingo all by himself on the right. Manning drops back. Still nowhere to go. Well, good coverage by the Bulldog defense, and Manning just throws that one away. But this Longhorn offense, not one to kick it at times like this. 4 yards, that's 12 feet. The offense is staying on the field. And here we go. 4th and goal from the about 4.5 yard line. Manning making changes. Claps his hands, has the snap back. Blitz comes. Drops off the pass to Injuries, who catches it in the end zone. Touchdown Longhorns. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. 4th and goal from the 4 turns into 6 points on the connection from Manning to Injuries, which has been a dangerous connection for opponents all season so far. Jack Injuries, our tight end, coming in replacing Gunnar Helm after last season, has done a fantastic job becoming that valuable target. So now later in the first quarter, leading 7-0. Here we come right back at him on the plus side of the field. Baxter is in motion. Swing pass out to Baxter on the left side. Follows his blocks. And then gets his legs taken out from under him after about 12 yards down to the 28-yard line. Good catch by Baxter. Or I guess really catch and run by Baxter on that one on the swing pass. So now with 2 receivers, 2 tight ends in the shotgun. Manning's got Wisner in the backfield with him. Has the snap, play action. Fires that one over, almost intercepted. Manning, what was he thinking? I know pressure was coming. He saw Moore coming across the middle, and he threw it almost straight into the hands of the defender. So 2nd and 10 now. Manning has the snap, pressure comes, fires over the middle to Wisner, makes a catch, and he's going to be brought down at about the 15-yard line, more than enough for the first down. That's going to be 1st and 10 Longhorns inside the red zone. So 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We lead 7-0, trying to extend it. From the pistol formation, Manning, play action. Fires it over the middle. He's going to hit Moore, turns it up, and Moore gets brought down at the 2-yard line. Ooh, good run. Good throw and catch by Moore. He cut it up immediately like you would expect someone to do. The defense closed in on him pretty quick. So 1st and goal Longhorns, 1.5 remaining in the first quarter. Manning with 2 tight ends, hands that one to Wisner up the middle. Touchdown, Texas. Wisner would not be denied. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. As he strikes a Heisman pose saying, I want it for this season. And right now he is on the Heisman watch list, but he's had kind of an up and down season, especially in the ground game. So now after leading 14-0, we lead 14-3 here later in the second quarter, just under 4 minutes to go. Manning has the snap in hand, fires over the middle, hits Moore once again, stiff arms his way forward down to the 20-yard line. Moore been very effective this first half. Manning has only missed 2 passes, 15 of 17. For 235 yards, though, so he's been getting some distance on these. 1st and 10, hands off to Wisner. Blitz from the safeties come, and Wisner adjusts, but isn't able to get all that much extra. He picks up 2 on that one. Wisner, 7 rushes for only 10 yards today. That's what I'm saying. It's been a tough go for him recently on the ground, but he has been getting into the end zone, so you give him credit where credit is due. 2nd and 8 now, 3 receivers set. Manning RPO to Injuries on the right side. He's at the 5-yard line, pushing forward and pushed out at the 1. Oh, what a play by Injuries on the RPO. Good read by Manning, too, to find him right there real quick. As he fired that one over, Injuries took it the rest of the way to about the 1.5 yard line. 1st and goal, Longhorns. Manning claps his hands from the shotgun. He's going to hand that one off to Wisner. Nowhere to go on it. Looked like a little RPO setup, but all the receivers covered. The blitz took care of the running back, and that's going to result in a 1-yard loss. So 2nd and goal now from the 3-yard line. And that's actually going to take us to the 2-minute timeout here in the first half. So 2-minute timeout coming out of that. 14-3 lead. 9 feet away for this Longhorns offense, or 3 yards, to punch this thing into the end zone and try to extend our lead out. So 2nd and goal, 3 receivers set. We send Wingo in motion right to left. Manning has a snap, quick throw over the middle looking for Moore. Oh, man, he probably could have hit Wingo out there on the swing pass, but Manning looked like he was trying to hit Moore on that one and just couldn't get position on the defensive back. So 3rd and goal. Trips to the left side. Manning has the snap, hands it off to Wisner, follows his block, and Wisner punches it in. Touchdown number 2 on the day. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Followed his blockers and punched that one in. Oh, good play there for the Longhorn running back. And really, I think a lot of that is because of RPO action. They did have to watch our receivers, didn't have much of a choice. So he's able to punch that one in. Now our defense does a good job forcing a 3 and out. So with 1 minute to go, we run an option keeper, and Manning is going to lose a yard on that one. Nick Mitchell with the tackle coming up the middle for the loss. Clock is ticking, 40 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 3rd and 2. Manning making changes before the snap. 30 seconds now remaining. He needs to get this snap off. 3rd and 2. I guess he's just waiting the clock down. Finally, he has a snap in hand. Manning hit as he throws it up, looking for Moore, and it's caught! Moore takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. What a play. What a pitch and catch. Manning gave Moore enough time, and just enough time. If that took a split second longer, Manning was going to get sacked. He threw that thing right as he got clobbered by the defender. He gave it enough air underneath it, and Moore had the speed. He's able to run in front of the defender and makes a hell of a catch, showing great arm strength in that one to bring that in. So that would make our lead 28-3, and that would take us to halftime. Now, coming out of halftime here, we've got to come at him once again. We hit Moore this time on the swing pass, and he picks up good yardage down to about the 19-yard line. Manning 360 yards and 2 touchdowns so far on the day. 10.5 minutes remaining in the third. Manning hands that one off to Wisner up the middle. Not a whole lot of space, but good to see Wisner just fighting forward for that extra yardage. He's got only 20 yards on the ground today on 13 carries. So not a very good yard per carry average today. 2nd and 7 now. Manning has the snap in hand. Bulldogs blitz. Fires over the middle. Hits Wingo, who doesn't have a whole lot of space, but he gets enough for the first down at the 8-yard line. That's going to make it 1st and goal. Texas here leading 28-3. This is really one of those kind of scores that could put this game out of reach. 28-3. Manning in the shotgun. 2 tight ends on the right side. Has the snap. RPO over the middle. Almost intercepted. Looking for Wingo. That one developed a little too slow, and Kelly Jones, the defensive back for the Bulldogs, almost was able to take advantage. So coming out in the shotgun once again. 3 receivers left. Manning has the snap. Throw over the middle. Hits Mosley fighting forward, and Mosley's, they're not going to give it to him. They're not giving him the touchdown. They're marking him down just inches shy. And, I guess. But we're at the half-yard line for a 3rd and goal coming out in a heavy-set formation. Baxter's in the backfield. Manning has the snap. Hands it off to Baxter. Follows his blockers and goes walking in. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That's going to make it 35-3 as Baxter worms his way across the end zone. And that one pretty much does make this game insurmountable for at least the way we've been playing. Anything is definitely possible, but no miracles would happen today, as we would end up putting it on them, bring our backups in pretty dang quick, and come out with a big-time victory of 48-16. Well played by this Longhorn team. You do got to appreciate what you're seeing from them. Now, while we do see some of these highlights of Manning getting blasted, I do want to remind y'all to hit the subscribe button if you have not hit it already, and definitely give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. You can't wait for the college football season to come about, and hit that bell icon to be notified of all of the Champ and Sons content that we have coming out. Quan Gallimore commits. Zaire Mallory, we finally get him over from Oregon. We win that battle. Took us a while, but we got the win, and that's what I can appreciate. So our season will go on as we approach the final 4 games of it. Next episode, we will start out against Vanderbilt, a team that gave us fits on the road last year. Hopefully it's not the same this season, but they are 6-2 and number 23 in the country. So this is a top 25 battle to start off the next episode, everybody. But I will see y'all then. So as always, stay safe, and well, y'all know how it goes from here, right? Later, y'all.